Hey guys, welcome again to KharizApparel YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be learning how to draft and sew a Victorian corset. If this is what you want to see, why not watch to the end? Now, the first thing I did was to draft my basic bodies. Okay. Alright, so this is just my basic bodies, and I went ahead to just impute my get my lines for the. Okay, I'm working with length 24. I'm working with 24 inches, and I marked that's my bust line, my under bust, and my waistline. Okay, so I'm just marking out my waistline, then the hem of the blouse. So next I'm just going to divide my bust span measurement and my nipple to nipple measurement by 2. Mine is 7 inches. Divided by 2 is giving me 3.5 inch. I'm just marking out the line from my center front, as you can see me do. I'm marking from the hem to my waistline to my under bust and to the bust point as like so. Then I'm just going to connect those points with a straight rule. Alright, so this is what I'm having now. Next, I'm going to do at my under bust line, I'm just going to mark 1 inch on both sides. I'm marking out 1 inch on both sides. Then at the waistline, 1 inch on both sides as well. Then at the hemline, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides. 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so right at the bust line, I'm going to come down by, you can come down by 0.5 inch or by 0.75 inch. Okay, so me, I just came down by 0.75 inch for my bust line. Then I'm just going to connect those points together. So I'm connecting from my waist to my under bust. Okay. The next, I'm going to connect to the 1/2 inch at the hemline. Okay, so I'm connecting the other side like so. So this is what I'm having. Next, I'm going to connect to the 0.75 inch below my bust line. Okay, so just connect both sides. Alright, so guys, this is what I'm having. Okay, so next I'm going to divide my shoulder measurement by 2. Okay, then I'm going to connect that line, my dart leg again to meet up with my shoulder measurement. Okay, this is what I'm having. Okay, so next I'm going to determine where I want the blouse to stop. Now before that, I'm just going to go up for my bust line. Okay, so now I decided now to just mark out where I want the blouse to stop, and from there I'm just going out by 1 inch on both sides. Okay, so I'm just going to connect back to my dart leg. Okay, so I'm connecting out the other side to my dart leg again. So this is what I'm having. Okay, so I'm just checking out the point, or remarking the point I use in coming down. I came down by 8 inches. For my shoulder line, I came down by 8 inches. Okay, so that's where I want the blouse to start. So I'm just marking out that line again. So at my armhole line, know that the armhole line is also your chest line. Okay, so now from the center front, from where my blouse is starting, I just came down by 1 inch, and I'm connecting now to my dart leg. I'm going to connect now from this part, from the center front. Now I'm just going to curve a B to form like a sweetheart neckline. I'm just styling the neckline at the front area. Okay, this is what I'm having. Next, I'm just going to mark the midpoint of my armhole. I'm going to go in again by 0.75 inch, and I'm just going to connect to get my armhole so I can connect the other parts of my dart leg. Okay, so before doing that, I'm just going to impute now my bust measurement. Okay, my bust measurement is 9.5. okay, now note at this upper part we took 1 inch on both sides, so that's going to give us 2 inches. So I'm just going to replace this 2 inch at the bust line. Okay, now at the under bust, I divide my under bust, is giving me 7.5 inch because the under bust is 30 inches plus the 2 inch dart intake. Okay, so then I'm still going to create more channels or more panel. Okay, so I'm going to work with extra 1.5 inch for the dart intake that's still going to use. I'm adding that to the measurement. So I did the same thing to the waistline, adding the 2 inches dart intake and also the 1.5 inch dart I'm going to work with again at the waistline. Then at the hemline, I just divide my hip measurement, and I added the 1/2 inch on both sides, which is going to give me 1 inch to the measurement. So I didn't add any extra inches to the hemline. Take note again, I added 1.5 inch for the dart intake. Note this is not the seam allowance yet. I've not added any seam allowance to this pattern. I just left extra 1.5 inch for the dart intake that I'm going to use, okay, as we progress with this video. Okay, so this is what I'm having currently. Alright, so I'm just extending that line to my chest line. Okay, so I'm just checking out what I have there. Alright, so next that I'm going to do now, I'm going to now connect my second leg. So I'm just coming up a bit with like 0.25 inch. Then I'm just going to connect now with a curve rule. From my chest line, I came down by 1 inch. Okay, so I can get a proper curve at this area. Okay, you can see the way I'm placing my curve rule. So I'm just connecting. So this is going to serve as my new armhole line. Okay, so this is now my new armhole. I'm just making sure it's curved properly. Alright, so this is what I'm having. So next now, I want to create more panel. The under bust, I'm just going to divide whatever I'm having there. I'm having 7 inches, so I'm going to divide, which is going to give me 3.5. I like that 3.5 at the bust line and at the at the under bust and at the waist. Okay, so I'm just going to connect to note you can actually connect in a curve to the in a slant form to the hemline, but I'm just doing mine straight. Okay, so I'm just connecting this line to the bust point and also to my armhole line. Okay, so this is what I'm having. You remember I said I left extra 1.5 inch for the dart intake I'm still going to work with, but this one I'm just going to use 1/2 inch on the under bust and at the waistline. Okay, so I'm just connecting the 1/2 inch to the same 0.5 inch before the bust line, as you can see me do. I'm connecting now to the waist measurement, to the waistline, sorry. Then from the hemline now, I'm going to go up by 2 inches, and I'm just going to connect my dart. Okay, you can see what we are doing. So now with this one, I've taken out out of the 1.5 inch that allowance I left, I've used now 1 inch, remaining half an inch, which I'm going to use now for this front panel. So with this, you can actually leave yours like this if you want 3 panel for the front piece, okay? But mine, for me, I want 4 piece for the panel. So the under bust at the center front again, I'm just going to divide whatever I'm having there by 2. Okay, so when I finish dividing, I got 1.25, which I'm just marking out from the under bust to the waistline and to the hem. Okay, so I'm going to connect this point with a straight rule, as you can see me do. Okay, all right, so this is what I'm having now. The remaining half an inch for the darts allowance I left is what I'm going to work with now. I'm going to impute that half an inch at the under bust line and at the waistline. Okay, so then from the hemline, okay, I'm just going to connect again to 0.75 inch before the bust line. Okay, connecting to the waist, and from the hemline again, I'm going to go up by 2 inches and I'm going to connect. Okay, as you can see me do. All right, so this is what I'm having. So now I've succeeded in creating 4 panels for my front piece. So I just went ahead to label 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when it's time to join these pieces together, I won't mix it up. All right, so at the side seam area, I'm just going to style that part a bit. I don't want to leave it straight. Now from there, you can actually make a back waistline, but for me, I'm just going to go up by 2 inch. Now this 2 inch you can actually curve, or you can make it a slant form. Okay, so for me, I'm just going to make mine a slant form, as you can see me do. All right, so this is what I'm having. All right, so next now at the bust line from the side seam, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch for my bust dart. So I'm going to connect back to the bust line like so. All right, so I'm just shading out the parts not needed. The part that the shaded part is what I'm going to cut out. They are not needed. So take note again, in this pattern I have not added any seam allowance to it. Okay, this is just the my measurement I'm having here. Okay, so at the side seam again, I'm just connecting so that when I fold my bust dart, my pattern will not, it will shorten my pattern. Okay, all right, so next I'm just cutting it out. So I'm just cutting out the piece. Okay, so like I said earlier, I have not added any seam allowance to this pattern. This is just my measurement. When cutting it on my new fabric, I'm going to add my seam allowance to all the pattern. Okay, so I'm just cutting it out now. Now at the bust line, at the bust dart, you can go ahead and just close up first before cutting, or you can cut through the dart. Anyone you prefer, it's absolutely fine. So I'm just cutting out the space. I'm going to close up the bust darts. Okay, so this is what I should be having when I'm done with it. All right, so these are my pieces. This is the panel for the front piece. Okay, you can see the way it's looking now. So I'm going to label this other part again. Alright, so this is how it's looking. Now note, if you're doing this, you're drafting your pattern, you can actually draft out one piece and just place in your fabric. okay, but for more clarification, that's why I'm using I'm working like I'm just making the full pattern for you to really see how it's going to be when you're done drafting. All right, so next I'm going to draft my back pattern. So this is for the front. So guys, now I've gone ahead again to just draft out my basic bodies for my back pattern. Now you remember in the front pattern I worked with 24 inches. Now for the bust dart I took out 1.5 inch for my bust dart, so I shortened that measurement for my length. So I'm working with 22.5 inches for this back length. So again I divide my nipple to nipple by 2. I just mark that point. Okay, so I'm going to connect again from the hemline to the waist and to the bust line. Then I'm also connecting to the midpoint of my shoulder line. Okay, then at the waistline I just took half an inch on both sides. At the hemline, half an inch on both sides. Then I'm just going to connect this from the hemline to the bust to the waistline. Okay, then also now I'm going to mark the same 8 inches I used to come down. This is serving as the neckline, or the where the blouse is going to start from. Okay, so this line again I'm working with half an inch on both sides. I'm going to connect these points now to the bust line and to, okay, this is what I'm having. Then I'm going to connect now to the front, to the style line. Okay, this is just to tighten the back. All right, so this is what I'm having. I'm just going to blend properly. Okay, then next, now you can actually leave it straight like this, but I'm just going to style the back neckline. Okay, a bit. So from there I'm just going to come down by 0.75 inch. I'm just going to connect, okay, to one of the dark leg. Okay, so next I'm repeating my bust measurement again. My bust measurement plus the 1 inch, because you know half an inch is going to give you 1 inch. So the 1 inch I used to tighten the over bust. Okay, so I'm adding that same measurement also to my waistline, the 1 inch that intake, and also at the hemline 1 inch that intake. Then plus I'm going to work with extra 1 inch for I'm going to create extra panel for the back, so I just added extra 1 inch for that intake. Hope I'm not confusing you guys. So just take note, like what we did for the front panel is the same thing I'm doing for the back panel. The only difference is that at the back panel or the back pattern there is no I didn't take the under bust, because the back panel does not have the back pattern does not have under bust. Again, I went down again from the armhole line or the chest line by 1 inch. I'm making a curve again to get my new armhole line. All right, so this is what I'm having. Okay, so just again what we did for the front pattern, I'm also dividing the waistline by 2. Whatever I'm having, I'm just going to mark that point at the waistline, at the hemline, and connecting to the chest line, as you can see me do. Okay, so the 1 inch I left for the dart intake is what I'm working with, half an inch on both sides. Then at the hemline I didn't leave any inches for the dart, so I went up again by 2 inches, and I'm going to connect now to the half an inch at the waistline. Okay, so next I'm just going to connect straight to the top, or to the top of the blouse. So at the sizing area I came up again by 2 inches, just what we did for the front pattern. is what I just repeated here. Okay, for this pattern, the back, I did not add any zipper allowance. Okay, but I'm working with a loop, so I'm just going to now I took 2 inches at the waistline, at the 1.5 inch. I work with 1.5 inch, but at the hemline I just took out 1 inch. Okay, just want to snatch this with altogether will give us like 3 inches at the waistline. Okay, then the hemline, it's going to give us 2 inches. Alright, so I'm just shading out the part not needed. This part not needed is going to serve as okay, for this front, for the center back. You can see what I'm having for the center back. I'm going to cut out that part for the loop. I went ahead now to just label my patterns again. 1, 2, 3. This is the next I'm cutting it out. Alright, just make sure you label your pattern properly so that in place of the you won't mess up the front and the back pattern. Okay, so this back pattern I'm working with 3 panels. Note you can work with 2. Okay, so for this tutorial I'm working with 3 panels. So I'm just cutting out the parts not needed, as you can see maybe. So guys, if this tutorial has been helpful, why not give it a thumbs up. I decided to stop here for now because the video was getting too long. So in our next video, okay, we're going to stitch up the patterns together. Okay, so yeah, so this is how the back panel is looking. Okay, so ensure to label properly. Note I did not add any seam allowance to this pattern. Okay, so thanks guys for watching. In our next video we are going to stitch up this together. So this is how my back panel is and my back pattern is looking. Okay, thanks guys for watching. See you all in my next video.